Good to see you today. If you have been listening, you'll be aware of the objectives today. For speaking part two, Thomas, if you could describe a difficult decision that you have made which had a good result. Okay. You should say what the decision was, when you made the decision, uh, why why it was difficult to make the decision, and explain how you felt about the good results. Okay, Thomas, I am happy to give you 2 minutes to prepare your ideas. Okay, then, Thomas, if you are prepared and ready, I am willing to listen. If you could describe a difficult decision that you have made which had a good result.
One of the most difficult decisions I have ever made was choosing between pulling the banner of my two favorite characters in Reverse 1999, Paper Heron, or rerun banner of Sentinel. Basically, two six-star characters in this game. This happened around 2 weeks ago. I was finished riding as hard as I could to have a decent amount of money, I mean in-game currency, to pull for one into the banners. Since the money I have only be able to at least 3 times, pulling 3 times, and the rates are actually quite difficult to get. So I knew that I have to invest in one of them and cannot do both banner at once. So right now my biggest difficulty was choosing choosing if I was gonna try to pulling for the banner of Paper Heron or my favorite friend Sentinel. Since the last time I tried to pulling for her, I failed miserably and lost all of my fortune. Well, mostly there was I also have a contingency plan to try to pulling for a third PT banner, but then I was realize I still didn't need to be that desperate and just have to do enough research and choosing between two of them. So after quite a while searching through YouTube, uh, videos on YouTube, in Wikipedia of the game, I finally have bring my decision by choosing Owen in the current banner of the current version, which is Paper Heron, and honestly, that was the best decision I have ever made in my whole life, and at least to this point. I'm not only with the character in the banner, but I also have another 6 star in that same second pool, which is also a French, but just doesn't the one I want to have. But yeah, she's also a 6 star, so that could be a win situation for me. And thankfully, after that second pool, I still have enough money to save for the next banner, which is maybe under a more under a week later, and it's gonna be alright, I guess. Now looking back, I feel really satisfied and relieved that my effort pay off. It doesn't make me have any kind of life lesson, but at least I know that my luck was still kind of good and it still not abandoned me. That could be help to brighten my mood a bit.
Thomas, yeah, perfect. Great conclusion. Yeah, lovely how you wrapped up your explanation with a good conclusion. Thank you very much. Right then, Thomas, let's go through the follow-up questions together. Okay,
Okay.
you started strong, so let's go through the questions together. Question number one, Thomas, is: do you think young people are easily influenced by others when they make decisions? Why or why not?
I think that is a correct statement because young people usually don't have too much experience when come to decide something or make a good decision. So they often rely on people with more experience or have go through the same situation as them to not only have someone to relieve and help them make decision. It might make sometimes those people could directly help them to gain the thing they want to achieve.
Yep. Number two, Thomas, what kind of decisions do young people have to make?
I think there's a lot of decision young people have to make. It depends on what is the thing they want to do, like every situation in everyday life or something that could cost them their entire career or everything they have working on.
Yep, I totally agree. Why do young people like to ask for advice when making decisions?
Like I said before, young people tend to don't have much experience. So when they afraid to do something wrong or some make wrong decision that could cost them the thing they value the most, they would often rely on the advice of older people or those who have more experience in the same field.
Why do some people find it difficult to make important decisions?
Can you repeat the question?
Of course. Why do some people find it difficult to make important decisions?
Um, this could be a mental problem because a lot of people when come to making important decision, they are afraid, not sure if the thing they do is right or not,
Mm.
and if it's wrong, if the thing they do is wrong, it could cost them everything or have a heavy price. So they often feel it very difficult to make important decisions.
Yeah, well done, Thomas. Question 5. Do you think it's necessary for kids to make as many decisions for themselves as possible?
I think it's also, I think it's a good thing for children to make decisions for themselves since it helps them to gain more experience and not to rely on when choosing, when deciding something or have to do some important job.
Thomas, the last question for you today is a personal question. Do you prefer making decisions alone or with other people's advice?
I think this depends on the situation I'm in. If I was being forced to if I was forced to make a decision alone, I would definitely have to do it. It might help, if it done right, it might help me to gain more experience and help me to be more confident in making important decisions. But when there's people around that are willingly uh, lend their hand to help me, I would also not hesitate and agree to let them help me.
Thomas, that was very well received. Yeah, very happy with the way Thomas um, drew from previous answers. Okay, so very impressed with your efforts this evening, Thomas. Thank you very much.